You would think after years of ridiculing football players that the English media and the country as a whole may have learnt its lesson. So when there's a new kid that comes on the block, fresh and ready to make an impact on the football pitch, he could do so without being ripped to pieces. Well, I'm sad to say, we still haven't learned. Also, if you're wondering why I've got a million different layers on, it's because I'm absolutely riddled with man flu. So to make me feel better, please subscribe. Now, I'm sure you'll have seen this tweet by now and some of the awful replies to it. So I'll just show you a couple of the replies. And it's genuinely so sad that people are talking about such a young kid that's done so well for himself in the past 6 months in this kind of manner. Now, I don't know about you, but I think at 18, my mum was still ringing the doctors to make my doctor's appointments for me. So imagine at 18, people saying such awful, hurtful things about you, and this is only your first year in football. Because I'll be real, it would upset me so much. I don't think I would have the thick skin to put up with the things people would say about me in such awful ways. So you would think, after the way Raheem Sterling was treated, Marcus Rashford was treated, that we would have learned to have a bit more compassion and sense. But this problem goes back as far as we can remember. It wasn't until years later that David Beckham released his Netflix documentary where he highlighted his mental health struggles after the backlash he received following his red card at the '98 World Cup. And some of the things people said about him were so brutal, I don't even want to say them on here. But the media ripped him to bits for a good while after that incident, and he really struggled. So why nearly 30 years later have we still not learned? Because although criticism is part and parcel of being a footballer, the media as a whole can still do a whole lot better around football. And let's take Jack Grealish for instance. I'm sure you'll have seen these articles a while back, I think it's been a couple of months. And if you haven't, basically, Jack Grealish went to the pub on a Wednesday night. You know, what a lad in his 20s might do on his day off, go for a pint with your friends. Well, again, he was hounded by the media for it. And they said some awful things about him. I'm pretty sure I saw one that said he looks rough. Why? Why? Is he not allowed to go, one, for a pint on his day off with his friends or whatever? Why do they have to be so cutthroat? He's a lad in his 20s going for a pint. It's absolutely pathetic. Obviously, with Thomas Tuchel's appointment, there are countless articles about him. Here's one of him not singing the national anthem, right? One, why would he? He's German. B, he stood up while it was sung, and that's enough for me. It shows me how much respect he has and also who he is as a person. And see, what I like the most is he said he'll sing it when he's earned the right to sing it. And I'm sure there's still people that'll find a way to talk about him in such a pathetic way. I saw this video from ITV Sport. Is it a blessing or a curse, his intensity? What? Why? He's managed his first 2 games. One, he won't win. Whatever he does, whatever he doesn't do, he will not win with the media. He could win it, the World Cup next year, and they'll find a way to ridicule it. We didn't score enough goals. We conceded too many goals. It's pathetic. They are so... In this country, the media as a whole is such a cancerous thing towards footballers and football, and many other industries, may I add, but obviously this is football related. Obviously, I think he made quite a name for himself, obviously, with the whole... stay humble situation. He hit Haaland's celebration after he was asked, who are you, or who the you? And then he riled up quite a few people. I love it, but that shouldn't mean people should talk about an 18-year-old kid in such a pathetic way, sat behind a screen. This is a topic that can be spoke about for hours, and there are endless instances of this happening still to this day. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Mainstream media need to do better. In a world where you're encouraged to talk about your mental health, yet men as young as 18 are ripped to bits in front of millions. Let's just try and do a bit better. And to those, if they are watching, whether they write such horrible things behind an account with no profile picture and no information, or do it out in the open, don't be a dick.